Right. Welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 531. Now, last week I said that I was gonna everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance. Do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright. Wave your hands in the air. Okay, yeah. Space Jam. Space Jam. 1996. Yeah, starring Michael Jordan. Yeah, the greatest of all time. Yeah, the GOAT. The real GOAT. Michael Jordan. And Bugs Bunny. Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, yeah. This is one of those Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny, and some other cats in this movie. Newman himself, Wayne Knight, and Danny DeVito was in this movie. He was the boss, the big boss. But yeah, this movie though, this movie is one of those live action and animated type 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 scenarios. So yeah, you got Michael Jordan, you got Bugs Bunny, and apparently, yeah, there's this entertainment um this big entertainment executive, and he wants ratings, and he want to do everything he can just to get some ratings. So yeah, he and his four little minions, four, five. His five little minions. You know, they conjured up a plan to get these ratings, and what they need, what they need was a gimmick for the ratings. They needed something to be Looney. So they needed some Looney Tunes. So, you know, they made the little invasion to Looney Tune Land. They made a little invasion to Looney Tune Land. And yeah, with the invasion, you know, they made the threat. They made the threat, but they didn't have they didn't have the means quite yet. So they went to Earth, and they checked out an NBA game, a few NBA games, and yeah, they stole the talent from a few NBA players. I mean, yeah, you got Muggsy Bowles, you got Charles Barkley, Sir Charles himself. You got Sean Bradley, I think, some real tall white dude I never even heard of, even at that time. You got Patrick Ewing, head of the New York Knicks. Speaking of the Knicks, go Knicks. They're doing pretty good this year. I think they're going to take it. They got to take it. Otherwise, you are cursed. So yeah, Patrick Ewing and Larry Johnson, Grandmama himself, Larry Johnson. But yeah, they took the talent from those particular NBA players, and yeah, they went from these cute little push arounds to these huge, gnarly, um, huge, giant, imposing figures. They went to be little monsters to being giant monsters, you know? So yeah. So yeah, yeah. All of you, you are our prisoners. They ain't believe it before, but now, yeah, once we see them as the huge, giant monsters, oh yeah, they're prisoners, all right. But yeah, they made a little wager though, you know. Yeah, they're going to fight for their freedom. The Looney Tunes, they're going to fight for their freedom in a basketball game. So yeah, they challenged them to a basketball game. If they win, they're free. If not, then they're prisoners. They're slaves forever. So here's the thing: Looney Tunes had they came up with this little plan. But here's the thing: they need the incentive to get this plan. You know, to get this plan to get to get this show on the road. You know. So yeah, they checked out Earth and they checked out a golf course that Michael Jordan was playing on. He, Bill Murray, and Larry Bird. And yeah, Bugs made made it look like that Michael scored his first hole in one. You know, magneted the ball to the hole. So yeah. So yeah. So yeah. When when Michael, we tried to get the ball back, yeah, Bug lassoed him down into the hole. And yeah, now he's in Looney Tunes land. And yeah, Bugs and the rest of the crew, they had to convince Michael to do this thing, do this thing for them. Unfortunately, at this time, Michael Jordan he no longer plays basketball. He retired, went into baseball, minor league baseball, and he sucked at it. I mean, he went from being the greatest baller of all time. I mean, constantly balling and to striking out. Even when the catcher was calling the pitches to him, telling him what's coming and when to swing and when not to swing. Michael still just suck at swinging, suck at bat. So yeah. He's not a basketball player no more. He's a baseball player now, and he just not a very good one. Yeah, he suck at it. Yeah, I mean, he's really bad. So yeah, I tell you, even his teammates try to encourage him. You know, his 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 strikeouts. His strikeouts. It's not that bad. But when they strike out, it's nasty. But his strikeouts, it's not that bad. But yeah, anyway. Anyway, yeah, Bugs Bunny and the rest of the crew, yeah, they tried to get Michael Jordan to play basketball again. When Michael met up with the Monstars, you know, that's when he was convinced. You know, okay, yeah, he gonna try to help these guys out. But yeah, he needs some things to get him into get him back into court shape, I guess you could call it. Yeah, he needed his shoes. He needed his North Carolina Tar Heel shorts. So yeah, he needed his shoes and he needed his Tar Heel shorts. He wore those shorts in every game. When he was playing for the Bulls, he wore those shorts in every game. He watched them in every game. Okay. So yeah, really. Hey, you want us to get your shorts from college? I watched them in every game. So yeah, Bucks and Daffy they went to Michael Jordan's house to get his stuff. You know, the family dog needed ate both of them. But once Jordan's kids saw that they were doing their thing, you know, and they and Bucks and Daffy told the kids, you know, shh, don't tell nobody. But yeah, they need their dad to help them win this secret game. So yeah, the kids, you know, they kept quiet. And yeah, the kids' imagination, you know, hey, who's gonna believe them anyway? So yeah, once Jordan got his stuff, you know, yeah, he got the shoes, he got the shorts, you know, he got his gear. Let's see if you remember how to do this. So hey, you know, you got a few warm ups, and then yeah, we got the nice little montage of him doing his thing, him being great. You know, poetry in motion. You know, shooting jays, dunking, everything. You know, flying like an eagle. You know, and another thing. Let me tell you something about Michael Jordan. This guy, you know, this guy is so great. You get a really cool highlight reel in the opening of this movie. A really cool highlight reel in the opening of this movie. Now you get to see just how great he really is. Highlight reel in the opening of this movie, and one of the hottest songs that came out of any soundtrack in this movie. Yeah, welcome to the jam. You know, yeah, everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright. Wave your hands in the air if you feel fine. We're gonna kick it into overtime. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright, I hope I did not copyright strikes from saying all of that. I mean, hell, man, that was a hot song, okay? That song, yeah, you could dance to it, you could exercise to it, you know? That was a real hot song back in the day. Back in 96, yeah, that was a real hot song. So, yeah. Yeah, you know, wave your hands in the air if you feel fine. You're going to take it into overtime, you know? That was the shit back then. So, yeah, I tell you, man, yeah, Space Jam, yeah, Welcome to the Jam. But shit, who did the song? Yeah, Welcome to the Jam. That was the title track for Space Jam. Yeah, that was it, man. That was it. So yeah, yeah. By the time Bucks did the by the time Jordan did his warm up and everything like that. By the time he met up with the Monstars and everything like that, you know, yeah, he's gonna help out these guys. He's gonna help them out in their freedom. So yeah. Meanwhile, the NBA players, they're trying to help themselves, trying to figure out what the hell happened to themselves. They can't play basketball no more. Charles Barkley, he got beat by a girl 5 foot nothing. She blocked his shot. You know, they try everything. They tried psychotherapy. They tried a psychic reading. Even though the psychic was telling them the truth that she saw Michael Jordan in a basketball game with Bugs Bunny. So yeah, you know. So yeah, they tried everything. They tried everything. They had the basketball Jones, man. So yeah, I tell you. With those guys, feeling bad about themselves, Michael, the big game was on. What was it called? The ultimate game was on his way, and once they got out there, they were getting crushed in the first half, man. They were getting crushed. The Looney Tunes was getting crushed in the first half. Scored a few here and there, but yeah, they were getting crushed in the first half. So yeah, halftime, Jordan gave him the pep talk, Bugs, the pep talk wasn't working. So yeah, Bugs, he doing his thing. He took some water, put it in the cup, labeled it Michael's secret stuff, and yeah, he made it look like that, he took a nice little swig of it. Yeah, Bugs Bunny, you know how he do things, Yeah, got up, flexed it up, getting his Schwarzenegger on, just by having a little swig of Michael's secret stuff, telling Michael to play along. So yeah. Don't hug it off, Mike. We're your teammates. Yeah, I cannot do the Bugs Bunny voice. My brother can, but I can't. So yeah, don't hack it off, Doc. We're your teammates. So yeah, I tell you, man, yeah. Once Michael, he told him, he didn't think they really needed, they are so tough, So yeah. The second half come in, and yeah, they played their hearts out, man. They did every single trick that you can think of, and yeah, the numbers were the score numbers. They were climbing, Jordan, he was scoring, the Looney Tunes still was doing their tricks, and yeah, they were scoring. Yeah, the second half, hell of a comeback. So yeah, the big boss, he wanted the, he was getting pretty pissed off here. Yeah, he wanted Jordan on Moron Mountain. So yeah, Michael, he raised the stakes a little bit. If he win, they let his friends free. But if they win, they get him. So yeah, raise the stakes. Jordan, he agrees to be the slave if he lose the game. So here we go. Jordan, he attempts to make the last shot. Oh, wait a minute. They were down a guy. They needed a fifth man. And out of nowhere, Bill Murray shows up, and he is the fifth man. He's the fifth man. And yeah, and then he showed that he could play some ball. He don't do defense, but hey, he could show that he can play some ball. He was passing. Yeah, he was passing. Yeah, he was doing some old school tricks too. Yeah, he can show that he can play some ball. So yeah, he helped Bugs. Well, yeah, he helped Bugs and the rest of the crew. But yeah, he helped Jordan, pass the ball, pass the ball to him. Michael, he did his Air Jordan magic. You know, took it to the he took it to the air, and yeah, from a half court, he took it to the air, flying over. They tried to slow him down by grabbing onto him, but yeah, he stretched his arm out because he's in Looney Tune land. He can do that. So yeah, he stretched his arm out as far as he could, and he made the biggest dunk ever. Looney Tunes wins the game. The Tunes win the game. You know? Yeah, they win the game. The Monstars gave up the talent. And yeah, the Looney Tunes, they were set free. The Monstars, they were back to normal. The big boss was shipped off into the back on Moron Mountain because he wasn't as big as he used to be. So yeah. So yeah, the NBA players, they got their talent back. Jordan, he switched from being a baseball player back to a basketball player again. And everything was everything. This movie, hell of a movie to watch, man. Space Jam, very fun. Very fun. A good solid 4 out of 5, man. That's my review, Jack, and I'm sticking to it. Now, next week, going back into the shadows, going back into the horror field. Because a sudden hockey mask killer is going to take Manhattan. So you keep it locked right here for that. Check out all this shit right here. Subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, between time, Jack, this show is off.